Hi, I'm Borkon. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. And it might be a little bit obvious that I've just been in the end again because I'm running low on shulker boxes, and I didn't spend much time in the end. This is probably not even an hour, and but I I, am I lucky with all the tools and armor I'm getting, or is it normal? Why would you ever craft your own tools? Like, this is insane how good most of these are. Like, shovels, efficiency. Well, it's efficiency 4, not efficiency 5, but here's fortune and efficiency 5. Very, very good. Oh, this is actually, if I add mending, this is a good sword for my zombified piglin farm. Ah, whatever. We're getting a lot of stuff here. And I've just recently, a few hours ago, been watching Ilmango's latest peaceful episode where they went to the end. And he mentioned something very interesting. He mentioned that the files for storing the data in their worlds are now enormous for the end because they've been exploring it so much. And well, I've been doing that too, so I got kind of curious to see how big my files are, and actually, it's not that bad. Like, let's look at this. Like, this is the overworld that's 680 megabytes. The nether is very small for me, like 240 megabytes, and about a gigabyte for the end. So, yeah, the end is the biggest region, but I guess it's not terrible. I might want to watch my backups, and yes, I actually ran out of disk the other day, but that was for my videos. That wasn't for this. So it's just a couple of gigs for this world. Isn't that bad? Anyway, we're not watching our server today. What is this shulker box? Oh, well, here's my concrete. Interesting. I might actually want it today. Do I? No. Uh, I need to clean this stuff up, but today we will be doing this. I'm not gonna be hiding or waiting for a better opportunity to tell you what we're doing. We are continuing Project Chroma. We need all the colors, especially blue. We don't want blue from lapis, we want blue from flowers. And I guess we will be getting other flowers in the process as well. I think there are like orange tulips, I've seen them. Maybe it just should be tulips. And I think light gray flowers exist, I have verified that. So yeah, we're doing the last missing colors, all of them. I don't know how many flower farms I will have to build in the flower forest, but let's head there. Ouch. I keep falling down. I'm very imprecise when flying recently. But let's head to the flower forest, find good positions for the flower farms, and build them up. This should be interesting. So I found this pretty amazing data pack from Maizuma Games. There will be a link in description, of course, that automatically bone meals an entire area so that you can see what pattern the flowers will be spawning in flower forest biomes. This is, of course, a backup copy of my world. So I wouldn't be doing this much damage in my real world. And yeah, I'm trying to find the patches of blue. And actually Lily of the Valley, because should I waste bone meal on white dye, or can I just get Lily of the Valley? Because I'm pretty sure that gives white. It's not one of the gray flowers. I think these ones, whatever they are called, Azure Bluet, they are light gray. Or maybe these ones, which I think are Oxide Daisies, yes. They might be light gray, something like that. So, I'll figure it out. But I definitely want blue, so either I will put a farm here, maybe the dimensions aren't perfect, or here, and I will get tons of blue and some white. so I don't waste. And maybe I will encroach on this part here as well, so that we can get light gray automatically. Although the black dye farm is pretty productive, so I'm not sure I'm gonna need that. An alternative would be, I don't know, do it here, because I want orange too, but as you can see, orange doesn't... Well, this is a relatively well-defined patch of orange, and who are you? You are a white tulip. What does the white tulip do? This is probably the easiest way to figure it out. It gives light gray because it's white, of course. That's the logic of flowers in Minecraft. I don't need any magenta or pink. That's well under control. Let's see what generates here, because this is a relatively slow process, by the way. But so yeah, there will definitely be one farm around this area, I have already decided. I will need to do some measurements because I have very specific sizes for my flower farms. Then I want to catch orange somehow. Maybe here, but there is so much red, and red I have plenty of. Maybe orange and yellow? Or maybe just red and yellow and make orange from that. But I'm lazy, I don't want to craft. Let's see what everything here generates to, and we'll make the decision then. This will still take a while. So I picked out this area here. This will be the blue and white farm, and might be some light gray here as well, but it's mostly blue and white. And well, blue is the color I want the most right now. And it's funny that all this flower forest is water. This whole lake pretty much is like the parts there is plains, but most of it is flower forest. It's really funny sometimes how Minecraft worlds generate the terrain and the biomes. But yeah, I'm filling it in so I have some area to work. It's probably not strictly necessary, but why not? It's just easier to have a flat surface to work on and walk and build things on. Well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that the flower farm is built. The bad news I will demonstrate in a while, because I made a very, very, very big stupid. It kind of ruined this farm, but it works, but it's kind of... I'll explain in a second. Let's start with the good news. The good news is this is a flower farm, and you're thinking, but this looks like a boring, standard earthquake machine style farm. Aren't you trying to build new farms? That's probably what you should be thinking, I hope, but you probably don't, because I'm the only one thinking that. Well, it looks like an earthquake machine farm, but this one is twice as loud because this one has twice as many pistons. And let me demonstrate, because I have actually never seen anyone use this concept for a flower farm. As soon as I invented... I'm saying invented. I basically was playing around with pistons, and I invented piston feed tapes before I knew that they existed. And of course I knew that something like that should have existed, but I basically started playing around with piston feed tapes before I knew what they were called. So I didn't even know what to search for on the internet. So like pistons pushing blocks doesn't really help. And this was one of the first things I thought as a use for piston feed tapes. A flower farm. It works like this. So it is like an earthquake machine flower farm, except twice as loud because it has twice as many pistons. Let's go up here and look. Maybe we can see. So the grass blocks are moving around, and there is a dispenser under them dispensing bone meal. I have no bone meal loaded at this moment, so it doesn't do anything. But the interesting part are those fences. The fences allow the flowers to fall through them And underneath here is glass, so the flowers don't fall through here, they just get sent into this water stream here. I have a little bit of bone meal because I came unprepared. Let's actually turn it off first. And we need to sleep as well. Let's make it day because there are many creepers here. Right. So I have very little bone meal with me because I wasted most of it on testing earlier, just to make sure that this thing works. And it's there. And let's go up here so that we can see exactly what's going on. I turn it on. And as you can see, the bone mealing happens in the middle there. And there's lots of flowers just laying around, not doing anything. And then the fences pass under them, the flowers fall through them and get sent into the channel. And yes, there have to be two fences. One doesn't work. And it's not entirely clear to me why, but they just have to be two. Trust me. I have done a lot and a lot and a lot of testing on this over many months. I built the first one of these machines I built in my previous world. So that's the good news. This thing works. It still works in 1.16. This is the first time I actually tried it in 1.16. I didn't even try it in creative, and that's probably part of the bad news because I should have tested it in this spot. Because if you recall, this is the spot where there were lots of blue flowers on the edges and a big patch of white flowers in the middle. And naively, for some stupid reason, even though I already probably knew better, but I just forgot about it, most of the flowers generate in the middle. According to the wiki, the flowers can generate 50, up to, not 15, but in a 15 by 15 area around where you bone meal. So up to, well, 7 or 8, depending on how you count, blocks from the block where you apply the bone meal. This block here can still generate flowers. This part here is on the 12 block. This is 15, but this is on the 12 because of the push limit of pistons, of course. So naively, I just thought, oh, okay, we're gonna get the same distribution of flowers generating everywhere, which I knew already wasn't true, and we're gonna get as many blue as white. But we're like the white flowers are in the middle here, and the blue ones are on the edges. So the ratio of blue flowers to white flowers, and yes, the water channel works just fine, it is pretty terrible. I get 1.5 stacks of Lily of the Valley for each cornflower. So this works just as expected, but I built it in a completely wrong position. The good news is that now that I have a cobblestone generator, I made many pistons. I also made observers. I don't need them here. Like I think this machine uses 1, 2, 3, 4 observers are necessary. No, 4 observers are necessary. This is just for convenience. And there's a couple more that are kind of useful. Maybe five observers. Let's say 5 observers are necessary. So it's not a big deal. I don't need the observers. I have tons of pistons. I just need to repeat this build maybe 3 more times, because, or at least 2 more times, because I still do want the orange flowers, and but it's blue. Like white is nice, but it's not that nice. The good news is that was what, 50 something bone meal. So it kind of like I'm getting 2 white dice. Is it 2 white dice? Let's me check. Yeah, I'm getting 2 white dice for each bone meal. So I guess this is a bone meal white die amplifier rather than a good flower farm. But this thing is great. It works well. It has its flaws, of course. Like if you know a little bit about how grass works, these blocks here get converted into dirt because a grass block parks on top of another grass block, so this gets destroyed and turned into dirt. But fortunately, the grass spreads fast enough that this isn't really an issue. even after it's been parked and we get a line, because now it should be relatively evident that there will be a line of, yeah, dirt and another line of dirt, but within a few minutes, like, this has already started turning back into grass, and this as well. So the machine repairs itself relatively fast, so that's not a huge issue. And I'm pretty sure this is one of the faster flower farms, because we don't need to stop it or do anything smart. I don't know, maybe it's not the most efficient. I don't really care, because I like it because it's the loudest, and I also like it because it's different. And it's always interesting to do things differently. It might not turn out the best, but eventually you invent a machine that becomes the new standard solution. That's why I don't like building standard machines and farms if I don't have to. If I feel that I kind of know enough to build a farm or a machine, then I will give it a go. And I like this one. It's fun. But now that I've been playing around with the blast chamber, I have started to already think if we should make these into zero tick pistons, because that would be fun. And I don't know. It also has an adjustable clock. I can make it a little bit slower. I've never seen anybody use this kind of clock. Maybe here I invented something new? Maybe not. Probably not. Make it a little bit slower. That sounds weird. Oh, okay, yeah. So maybe this is not that adjustable. Let's leave it at one tick, because unfortunately this is a fragile machine. It is not unload safe. If it's running and I leave this area, it has a 50-50 chance of breaking. I don't really understand why, but it does. So there is the very simple explanation for this. Rather than using a little bit more traditional piston feed tape, where I would just have an observer here seeing when a block comes in, it is timed so that these pistons here and these pistons here push at the exact same time. And then after 2 game tick delay, uh, these pistons and the pistons down here fire. That seems to work. The problem is that if the machine turns off, like, it cannot do it by just turning off the clock, but if it unloads at the point where these pistons have pushed these blocks out of the way, let me think if I'm lying. No, yeah. If these blocks get pushed out of the way and these blocks get pushed out of the way, the machine can't restart if there are blocks over the pistons here and under the pistons here. I don't understand why, because it should be the same, but it isn't. So, yeah. And then it's a little bit painful to restart it if I unload it. So it's not unload safe. And yes, I've been saying that I hate machines that aren't unload safe, but sometimes you don't have a choice, especially when you want to make a funny, fancy farm. Now I need to deal with the bad news. I need to find a spot where I will actually be getting a lot of blue flowers and build another one of these there. And then probably repeat the whole process a few more times for orange. And what other colors do we need? Yellow? Well, nah. This is more efficient per bone meal than the 2 high flower farms. So I might just replace the 2 high flower farms with this thing. Or maybe I should just get blue and then build this one of these in plains, because in plains you are not limited on which flowers generate where. In plains, all flowers can generate in every spot, so maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. Let's start with blue, because blue is important. Laziness is the mother of all invention. Rather than going back to my base to pick up bone meal, I just raided my furnaces for cactus. I hope that will be enough. Anyway, I have actually found a new spot. It's here in this area. It's a little bit far, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do something like I'm gonna build some kind of storage system here, probably even underground, haven't really decided, and then I'm gonna feed all the stuff from that one, this one, and now that one into a storage system here, probably close to the portal, or maybe I'll move the portal. You know what I keep saying. We'll figure it out. Like, there is no need to make plans before you know what you're planning around. Alright, the second farm is built, and, well, let's hope it gives us blue flowers this time. I haven't tested it yet. This will be the first test run. I'm pretty sure I built it correctly, but, well, let's wait for a surprise. I see a lot of blue, and that's very, very promising. Mostly blue, actually. Woohoo! Come on, blue flowers. Oh, heh. Yeah. I said I didn't forget anything? Of course I did. I forgot a bucket. No, I forgot water. Bam! The first bucket goes in here, I think. There and there. And the second bucket. Why didn't I just make it so it cascades down? That's... I forgot to think. Or I was unlucky when I was thinking about that problem. No big deal, though. There's plenty of water here. Boom! Mostly just cornflowers and an occasional oxeye daisy. Perfect! Ha! Okay, so now we have the blue flower farm, and how do I connect these? I don't think I want to dig. Do I want to dig? Let me see from a high vantage point. It's not too far. So the loot system is there for the cactus farm or the green dye. Do I dig underneath? Or do I build pipelines? I think I'm gonna build stuffware ducts here. But we have blue flowers now. I'm gonna use up all the bone meal I had. It was a little bit over 2 stacks. And see what effects that has. Ooh, that was a fine lag. This isn't a very lag efficient farm. Yeah, 22. And if we turn it off, it cools down. 7 MSBT for this farm. That's a little bit harsh. But I think the problem is with piston feed tapes is that from what I understand, okay, this is done, so let's turn it off. From what I understand, the big problem moving blocks is that the game thinks that there is a hole here for one tick or a couple of ticks, and then it does light updates, and the light updates everywhere. So I think it would be efficient. Like, if I want to make this lag efficient, I would probably need to build a roof here so that there is no skylight. Or maybe light it up so harshly that there are no light updates. But then I would have to place lights everywhere. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna bother. I'm just gonna stand here, let this thing run, and then I'm gonna leave. And this is not something that's gonna be eating performance of the server all the time. It's just when I'm here and I actually need some blue dye. Which, how much did I get? Oh, that's quite a lot. That will actually last me for a long time. Anyway, yeah, this is done. We have blue, we have white, in case I want to not use up all the bone meal on white dye. Awesome. So I just did some crafting, and let's verify that we now have all colors. There's white and the flowers for it. Light gray, I didn't keep any flowers and because I couldn't fill a shulker box. Gray, that was just black and white. Black we of course have a lot of. Brown, okay, it's here. Red is fine, both from this one and from the poppies. Orange is from the yellow here and the red here. Yellow, of course, is here. This is from the sea pickles. This is from the cactus farm. This was white and blue. This was green and blue. We do have flowers now. This actually took surprisingly little time to fill up a shulker box of cornflowers. I used some of them to craft the other colors here, but now we have it. This one, of course, works. This was blue and red. I wonder if there is some flower that is actually purple. I'll have to look it up. I don't think there is, though. And pink. Oh, need to craft them up because I want to have one stack of each color. And the 2 high flower farms actually generate 2 flowers per bone meal. I think with composting of the seeds, the noisy flower farms are more efficient. I am not exactly sure. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, we have all the colors now. We could almost call this project complete. I will probably add some more flower farms because they are. I really like them. They're fun. But that's all we have time for today, and it's a little bit weird episode you might have noticed. Maybe you didn't notice, which is great, but if you have noticed, I've been talking a lot more, and actually very few things have been happening, and there is a reason for it. I hurt my arm, so I can basically do maybe 1 hour of Minecraft per day at most before my arm starts hurting too much. And let me know in the comments if this a little bit slower and chattier episodes are working or if we should change something. Actually, just let me know in the comments if we should change something up. I'm open to suggestions all the time. I'm still learning how to do this. And I will mention again that on the suggestion of some people in the comments, I started a Discord server where we can chat. You can just come by, say hi, maybe ask some questions about the crazy contraptions I'm building. There are quite a few people now. We're chatting sometimes. There will be a link in the description, but that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I have nothing to throw at you. Wait a minute. We need to solve that, and obviously, where are you? Where are you? This one. Duh, duh, duh. Thanks for watching, and have a blue day. Bye!